Jesus Christ. Yesterday was the first Sunday of Lent, and yesterday's gospel was about the temptation of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was led by the Spirit into the desert to be tempted, and there were three temptations. The devil was asking him to change the stone into bread and consume it, and then it was asking him to jump from the top, and it was asking him to fall at its feet. And these three temptations Jesus overcame with the power and the strength of God, as well as the spirit that he had. So he could overcome the temptation, and it is an example for us to overcome the temptation that we encounter in our day-to-day life. Because as a human, so we may have our own weaknesses and failures and limitations. So we may fall into sin because we see the temptation coming to us, and we may not able to overcome the temptation. But then, dear friends, there are times we have fell into the temptations, and we need to ask the Lord pardon and forgiveness so that He may give us the strength, grace to overcome the temptations. So look at the life of Saint Paul. So how you also had the temptation. So there is a thorn in my flesh, I prayed to God 3 times, but then the Lord said, "My grace is sufficient for you." Grace is sufficient for you. Similarly, in our lives as well, if anything that is disturbing us each and every day, and we may pray to God, but then what happens? So it has to be there. If it is not there, you may not think of God, you may not pray to God, and therefore in our lives, so we need to pray to God. At the same time, we need to overcome the temptation that we encounter. So for instance, you may be at work. You may be at work, and after finishing the work, you are coming home tired, little quite tired, and then as you see that the Spirit may tell you to go for prayer, but then you are a bit tired, you are quite tired, and then you want to hit the bed, not to go for prayer. But if that time you are able to overcome that temptation by going to the prayer. So that's how, dear friends, we can overcome the temptation. So it is a small example. So there are different ways of overcoming the temptation. So we need to look into that and act on it in order to receive the glory that the uh, Lord has been waiting to give us. Thank you.